Lion than tiger than bear, though, my. Oh. Someone's out there. Shall I set a goal for this live? Maybe an hour? I never set a monetary goal. Ah! Ah! Skittles, you have claws. Skittles. She's going, are you done yet? Oh. Yeah. Not a big... Oh, there's your butt. Yes, cut it out of my face. Skittles is not that much of a cuddler. You know, I'll say something really weird about these live stream things. I have the ability to give myself money. What's up, Monwee? Tax legit high. Cody Boy 2020. Or Code Boys 2020, my bad. Hi. Looks like you got a Warcraft goblin on there. Guys, I just made... Well, I just filmed Poopland. Yeah. I just made, or filmed 3 videos for Random Street Theater. I was reviewing Jack in the Box. I feel like I'm going to die. That popcorn chicken, man, do not eat that stuff. It is heavy. What is the picture? This is actually a false color of rust on a white trailer. I'm a photographer of some degree, not like a professional photographer by any means, but Turd Burger 69. Jack in the Box killed a kid in the past. I'm sure they've killed many children. Turd Burger. Truth is that any restaurant of sufficient size has killed people. I know 2 people who have gotten food poisoning from Carl's Jr. And it's just that's how it is. McDonald's had to change their playgrounds because they got a lot of people killed or injured. So that's the thing. Mr. Pallid, can you eat 30 Big Macs? I definitely cannot eat 30 Big Macs. But back to what I was saying. What you see in the background here is a picture from my blog, Photographs of a Mad Richard. So I post a photograph every day. And it's like, what I did was I took a picture of something painted white, and then I super saturated it to make these images. Oh, and we're starting with the fat jokes. You're a little late. I have something on my face. I can feel it in the wind. Vinny, what lovely, soft, funny hands you have. Oh, Vinny, do you like men's hands? Frosty, where are you? Why are you stressed? I think you need a kiss. Um, it's a long story. You don't want to hear it. It'd be depressing. Mike says hello. Turd Burger says, how original. I don't know if I'd call it original. I mean, I would call it interesting. Taxel Jits Z. Easy123. Essening Richard? I don't know what you mean there. Randy. 2 Peter 3:9. The Lord is not slow in keeping his promises, as some understand slowness. Instead, he is patient with you and wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance. Vinny is laughing. Is that all you're doing, Vinny? I mean, are you imagining my hands on your body right now? Here they are, nice and plump for you. Grasshopper Plus, not stressed, more depressed. Uh, the last doctor I spoke to said I'm stressed out. But then, doctors, Randy, I love you, Richard, Blue Heart, and God loves you even more than me. In the words of Mr. Rogers, I love you just the way you are. Easy123, Richard the Great. Mr. Pallid, do you dream of Whopper with cheese? No. Last night I dreamed that my neighbor who died had a look-alike who moved in, and his girlfriend was dancing in her underwear. My dreams are weird. Frosty, I will hear your story in my free time. I will get back. Google account. Ah, what up, Dickie? I gave your mom the Dickie. Turdburger. Praise white Jesus. Why you gotta racialize things? Don't be racialize things. Jesus had hair of bronze and skin of brass. Don't be racialized. He had a tan. He had one hell of a tan. Mike, I got 2 cats. Worst feeling ever is stepping in throw up barefoot. You ever experienced that? Oh, dear God, do I? Oh, have done that so many times. I was once sleeping in bed and a cat threw up on my leg. Turdburger, ice. Do you? You swallow? Okay. Well, that must make you popular, Turdburger. Randy, Mr. Rogers quote. Womans? I don't follow you. This is a 0-calorie beverage, by the way, for anyone who wants to know. And I watered it down because uh feel sick. Blue Daring, what? Google account. I have stepped in all types of bodily fluids barefoot, bro. Yeah, I know. I know the feeling. Boo Daring. Hi, Mr. Pallid. Do you break dance? No. Randy. Oh, snap! Artmore. Hi, Richard. How's it hanging? Stuffed up in my underwear. Google account. What you say about my mama? H. Soapy. Randy. Richard. Just broke the fourth wall. Tax legend. Or legit or whatever. Gets dog. Rough. H. Oh, damn. Right. Be right. Rich. What's up, buddy? How was work? Tiring. Oh, Randy. W is for win, man. Okay. Did not know that. H. Dog-ish on the floor at 2 a.m. when it's dark. Pripaco Sanchez. Richard, my favorite kosher beer. I'm sorry to hear you're under the weather. Sending positive vibes. I'll be fine. I just need to digest. Jack in the Box, man. I gotta stop eating that entirely, but they come out with new things, and I gotta make reviews. You know what I mean? VIP Auction Group said hi. Google account 20 cats is light work in. I'm hole up in a basement right now with 40 cats. Okay. H. Hoarding cats is illegal. H. Um, but I mean, one of the things is that we're more tolerant of it at the moment because, like I'm actually talking to a shelter about homing my cats, and all they would do for me would be put a profile up online, and they're too busy to even talk to me. There's a lot of cats being homed right now, so the government, of course, is being a little more understandable with that. Turd Burger 69 must be a Haitian. Daring, your dreams are quite questionable. Hmm. Ricaco Sanchez. OMG, Jack in the Box tacos and curly fries were my life for a few years. And the egg rolls. The egg rolls. Yeah, I like the egg rolls. Tax legit. What do you like your hot dogs? I'm not really a hot dog fan. Mike, cats multiply fast. No ish, dude. H. FR. That's why they need to be sprayed? You mean spayed. Yeah, again, during the pandemic, everybody adopted a cat, and after the pandemic, everybody got rid of their cat. Google account. My 40 cats are free to do as they wish. Priacaparo Sanchez. Propicio Sanchez? How do you pronounce that? Hot dogs are for drunk folks making bad decisions. Or for poor people. Um, Growing up, one of my aunts had a friend that always had hot dogs. And of course, my grandfather lost my stream. My grandfather, on my father's side, his name was Leland. He was a very bizarre man, but he loved to cook. He loved guests. He loved cooking and farming and all those sorts of things. So, his daughter's friends, Mike, for a couple cans of cat food. Thank you, Mike. $9.99. Much appreciated. But anyway, so Grandpa would cook, but he would never have hot dogs. So he often had the friends over of his children. But there was one girl who was very poor, and her family always had hot dogs. So whenever she wanted hot dogs, she'd actually go over to her friend's house. I believe this was my late Aunt Valerie. Mike, and a cat toy. Fortnite. Thank you, Mike. I actually just picked up like 30 cat toys, but you did pay for half of them. They were around $10. Google account. Please don't turn hot dogs into a sexual thing, Richard. Well, you're the one thinking of that. Why would you go there? I'm telling a story about hot dogs and my aunt and her friend that always had hot dogs. I didn't say anything about my aunt being a slut. What are you talking about? I'm sure she's done a few things with hot dogs, but I mean, I just don't want to hear about it. Tax legit, monkey. Google account. Shout out to Mike paying for Fancy Feast. Indeed. Eston Brevere. Hello, father. Mike just gave me $9.99 for a flea collar. I use flea and tick spray. This is the cottonseed oil variety, which I find does not work as well as the mint leaf, but it is perfectly safe. You know, I can spray it on my skin without any fear of injury. Ah, it burns! It burns! No, just kidding. But yeah, so you can apply this directly to the animal, but you can also apply this to any bedding or carpet. If you have a flea problem, this is Vet's Best. And not only have I purchased this for myself, but I've bought this for other people, and they've all said that Vet's Best is very effective in removing fleas. Something you should know is that flea eggs can live for a very long time and hatch based on movement. So even if you're in a house that has been uh, vacant, you can soon find yourself dealing with fleas. Mike, I love this channel and I want to support it. That's great, Mike. I mean, so long as you're not putting yourself out, I'm totally down with that. I mean, yeah, I feel a little weird about taking money, but you know, and you've certainly paid enough to make me go 2 hours with this stream. Something about me being a grizzly eater. H, what is that for? The flea treatment? It's for fleas. Google account. I only buy Fancy Feast. Do you know you've never had a recall? I get Friskies. And I'm sure there's been a recall at some point, but Tax. He loves people's hot dogs. You? Okay, I mean, you know him better than me, I guess. H. O. Tax. Boys. Code Boys 2020. Hi, I'm back. Hippie Josh 420. Diatomaceous earth. Diatomaceous earth is for worms more than it is for fleas. Although you can comb that into the coat, which will discourage fleas, but it won't work as well as Vet's Best. Priacio Sanchez, Mike, the kind of guy who blesses others. Much respect, Mike. Indeed. Gnome XXX, do you make money with this or just for fun? Um, well, I just made like $25, 24.97. But it's, I mean, I'm trying to make money with this. I don't, but I'm trying to. Retired Spy Kid is gay, apparently. Well, thank you for coming out, Retired Spy Kid. Your gayness is not lost on us. You go and be gay. Google account, nope, never. Bo Derby, giggity gig gig gee. Retired Spy Kid, Peter Griffin. So you're gay for Peter Griffin. Is that what you're telling us? Hippie Josh, work great for bed bugs and crawling insects. Does it? I've never tried it on bed bugs. Mike, if cats eat a bad flea, it can get little white worms. Happen here. Yeah, typically speaking, the life cycle of the tapeworms that you see in cats is they're ingested through fleas, and then they enter the digestive system where they flourish. And the tapeworms have multiple methodologies of breeding or carrying on their species, such as budding, where they lose body sections that can become a fresh worm, or eggs. So, yes, it is important to. I have diatomaceous earth that I put in my cat's food to deal with the worms. Turd burger, top or bottom? You be a top or you be a bottom, bro. I mean, you do you. I heard most couples take turns. Artmore, what's your favorite clothing brand? Dickies. Rush said hi. Hippie Josh. Also, diatomaceous earth gets on the bugs and they bring it back to the nest with them to help kill the nest. Works great on my shell bugs, gets in their joints and pretty much tears them apart. Really? Again, I've heard that, but I didn't know, don't even know what a shell bug is. Mad Acoustic One, can you do any cartoon like voices? Um, I guess if I worked at it. I mean, it's like my Peter Griffin impression. Sir, that's not a growth. That's your penis. Ow. And the testicles. Ow. Hey, Lois. Every now and again, I try to do Stewie Griffin, but it never comes out quite right. I can't get the pitch. You know what I mean? Oh, look, jewelry. Well, what do you think about this? Rules in this town are very strange. Hippie Josh, 420. Live the guy's intelligence, love the guy's. Okay. Bureau During, Chimpanzee. Indeed. You'd go chimpanzee banana too. Someone wanted me to imitate Mike Tyson at one point. Mr. Pallid, do you ever get asked to leave an all you can eat? I do not go to all you can eat restaurants because the food is of low quality. And I mean, typically speaking, most of the restauranting I do is professional. I go to a restaurant in order to assess the restaurant, in order to write reviews of that restaurant. So, and all you can eat really just doesn't appeal to me. I mean, it's like I say, I was injured. I gained a lot of weight after the injury, and that's perfectly normal. I've seen other people have that problem, but I don't have any particular reason to want to eat large amounts. Although my depression does cause me to feel more hunger, which, I mean, when I'm agitated, I tend to eat more. I mean, what I need to do is I just need to, like, go to the store, because there's a store like a couple miles from my house. It's like a 5-minute drive. Whenever I'm really agitated, I need to go to the store and buy, like, celery and eat celery. And that'll fill my gut and be very hard for me to maintain my weight with. But as far as, like, going to a buffet, that is just a terrible idea for me. Um, I'll be like, I need to get my money's worth, and I'll eat too much, and then I'll feel sick, and then I might throw up. The last time I did go to a buffet, in fact, well, no, not the last. Yeah, the last time I think. No, not the last time. The second to last time I went to a buffet, I threw up, and I was sick I got food poisoning. So I mean, there's not a lot of reason to want to eat too much, but I mean, buffets, they're not worth it. They tend to be low quality food. Like, I've never been to a Golden Corral, so I don't know if they're good, but I'm just not interested. Brian Furry, no answer is an answer. Indeed it is. Mr. Pallid, you should apply for Man versus Food. Uh, I'm really not a big eater and can't consume large quantities. Happy Josh, later bro, Mike. Cheetah only cat that can't retract claws. I hear they make good pets though. Google account. Richard is eating churri boards, bruh. Try again. Brian Furry said hi. Mr. Pell, you would be good on Man versus Food. I don't think so. Mike, I have a friend who eats things separately. He will eat whole burger, then the fries, then the drink. His whole drink. Anyone in here do that? Huh, that's interesting. Turd burger. I have heard charcuterie boards are convenient for snacks during wife swapping cocaine parties. I'm going to see what these things are. Oh, okay. Basically, a plate of hors d'oeuvres. Let's see here. No, that was not right.
Charcuterie boards.
Charcuterie. Okay. Using them hoity-toity woids. You think you're better than me? Mm.
Best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most ruthless and vicious champion that has ever been. I'm not doing his voice right. Mike, 99-cent burger. Thank you, Mike. Okay. Purely, have a good day. Gage, hey Richard, how's your day been, pal? Um, I stepped in a cat crap today, and then I had Jack in the Box, so pretty bad actually. Oh, why is Jack in the Box so popular? It's such disgusting food, and their app is miserable to use. And I just saw in the news, it looks like we're going to have some bad times shopping wise, which isn't going to affect me much. They say that Walmart shelves are going to be empty. Well, Mike Demand, hope the cleaning and fly situation is under control, Mr. Neal. Yes, the cleaning and fly situation is much better. I'm not having as much of trouble with flies. Cleaning is still something of an issue. King Cow, you're the reason they invented double doors. I installed double doors on your mom. Google account, I just turned the carrot chickatory board over, letting food fall on the floor and hammer rail of cocaine. Okay, sounds like a terrible waste of food. You're supposed to be snorting it off some girl's tits. What's wrong with you? What's up, Knight? Knight, no. No, Knight, come here. Rockster29, I hate Jack in the Box and Del Taco. Well, they're not quality food, let's be honest with you. Demand, Richard, are ghee people just like real people? Demand, what are you smoking? Ghee people? People wearing geese? What? Cajun Orthodox, you like Chinese food? Oh, that could be interpreted as a racist statement. Jewish, of course I like Chinese food. What's wrong with you? Rush, what type of pets? Cats. I have cats. Cajun Orthodox, I love it! Yeah, well, we don't get real Chinese food here in America. Demand, I meant to say gay people, but YouTube censors me. Okay. Gay people are real. They're not figments of your imagination. And I mean, the definition of a gay person is a person who is interested in the same sex sexually. You know, and just like straight people, there is a wide variety of gay people. And, you know, it's like this. I was working at a hotel next to the Gay Pride Parade. And after the parade, this guy comes in and he's wearing these assless chaps. He's got his butt hanging out. And I turned to the attendant, because I'm a security guard. You know, I turned to the attendant, the desk attendant, and I say, "Is that what gay is?" And he goes, "That's not gay. That's I need attention." And he's gay, so I roll by anyway. And it's like, yes, that particular person has a lot of eccentricities. Mike, giving me more money. Thank you, Mike. But you have to understand that we all have our eccentricities, you know. So the thing to remember is that everyone is a person before they are anything else. And being a person, you know, we all have our quirks. I knew a guy who was married, and he wore pink shirts to work every day. He very well may have been gay, but if he was, he never discussed it with me. And then there was another guy who came in, and this was a school, he was a student. And the student came in wearing one of the pink shirts to look like the professor. And one of the other professors had his son there for some reason. And the son turns to the father and says, "Is that guy wearing a pink shirt because he's gay?" And apparently, that guy, like, thing was everybody thought he was gay because he was kind of effeminate. So wearing pink didn't help. But I mean, that didn't make him gay. I mean, I know a guy who would, like, hump other guys at parties when he was drunk and pretend to give them blowjobs. And, like, he swore up and down he wasn't gay. So, I mean, okay. I still think he was gay, but I mean, wasn't very fabulous, I can tell you that much. Rush. I read that one. Gage. I scared away King, I think. Hmm. Grasshopper Plus, did you enjoy your parade? I bet you enjoyed the gay pride parade, Grasshopper Plus. Grasshopper. That's what the older man calls the younger man. He's schooling. Yes. I bet it hurts when you sit down. Man, that was one of the village people. Grasshopper Plus. Mike wants your cheeks. Mm. Elliot Stabler. Still sticking your finger in your socket, I see. Yes, I have morning hair. Demand. If I mistake a trans for a woman and find her pretty, am I on the gay spectrum? Well, everyone's on the gay spectrum a little bit. If you're 99% straight, you're still 1% gay. This is how it is. I mean, look, butts are butts. And I mean, every now and again, you're going to see a butt and be like, wow, that's a nice butt. Then you're like, wait, that's attached to the wrong thing. Oh my God, am I gay? And it's like, no, but that's still a nice butt. I mean, it's like, hey, that's a real tushy. And we all have to love tushies. Stone Papa Smurf. My son is very eccentric. I'm not happy about it. I think his mom's been lighting him each time eat too much candy. Okay, that's a concern. Elliot Stabler. I'm gay for day kitty cat. Okay. Literal trash. Happy Pride Month, Richard. How long have you been gay? I've never been gay. But I mean, literal trash. I can see you wish I were gay, and I hope you find a gay man who's like me, so that you can live out that fantasy. So you go be gay, do your thing. Google account. Richard is so deep closeted he's finding Christmas presents. That's a good one. Turd burger. $20 is $20. I beg to differ. I mean, if I took a $20 bill and coated it in cat shit and left it out, not everyone would want to pick it up. Literal trash. Damn, Richard, that was pretty gay to say. No judgment, be you. Yeah, I'm not judging you, literal trash. I know you're gay, and I mean, that's fine. Be gay. Accept your gayness. You can be all the gay you want. Demand. Richard Rowe, I've never been attracted to a man's butt. You may want to see a doctor about that. Uh, the male hiney and the female hiney are essentially muscularly the same. So, there's nothing wrong with being able to look at a man and assess their rear end. Personally, I prefer the high round, which is what's more attractive and considered more attractive in women. And Men tend to be more of the broad flat. Uh, but you can go to the gym and change the shape of your derriere, and you have to ask yourself, what do I want my derriere to look like? Daryl, how many minutes did you work out today, Chunky? I don't know. I haven't been wearing my fitness tracker. I mean, I did not have a good day. Spent most of it in bed. Literal trash. Damn, bro, that's actually pretty sus. I actually don't know what sus means. Demand, Richard, have you ever done stand-up comedy? You should use the Christmas present joke. Do you have a routine? I have. I have a short set that I've practiced. The Christmas present joke is not. I mean, I don't have a set for Mr. Fabulous quite yet. Um, he's kind of a character that comes in and out of jokes. It's like when I tell the joke about the gay man that came on to me at the club, you know, and like he bent over, pretended to tie his shoes, looked over his shoulder, and said, "What's up, you big bear? This is my tushy, isn't it fabulous?" I'm like, "No, as tushies go, that's pretty average." "Oh, come on! You know this is a fabulous tushy. Come on, look at it, look at it." It's like, no, there's plenty of other things for me to look at that have boobs. Mike, I like women who are borderline overweight. Nothing wrong with liking a woman with some meat in on her bones. You know what I mean? Demand. Dare called you Chucky, not Chunky. I don't get that. Savage Fox. Sus means suspicious. Okay. Literal trash. 2 in the front, 3 in the back, 100 in the ashtray. Um. Well, that's not racist at all, is it? Literal trash. Aelades, Thor in God of War was fat. Hmm. Savage Fox, how was your day? Eh. See, the thing is, I haven't been pounding the caffeine like I normally do. And I mean, part of the problem is I take the caffeine more because I'm depressed and I need to be awake. And because I abstained from the caffeine almost completely yesterday, I woke up today feeling absolutely terrible. And, you know, I had the diabetic dry mouth, which is a thing. Literal trash. Technically, I'm Jewish, so it's not racist. Yeah, racist joke is a racist joke, literal trash. I mean, it's going to be a racist joke. Demand, I'm pretty good at writing comedy. It would be funny to help you put a routine together. You'd be famous and rich. You know, Demand, I would be 100% down for that if it weren't for the fact that I really don't have time to do stand up. And I mean, I work in the afternoon. So where would I do the stand up? When would I do the stand up? That's the thing. I do something on this channel called Hydration Comedy where I just I take a big glass of water and I drink water. My page failed. You know, and I drink water and that's just what I do. You know, and I drink water and I tell jokes while I drink water. You know, I mean that's it's not become something that's really interesting. Stone Papa Smurf, what is diabetic dry mouth? What happens when you're a diabetic, Stone Papa Smurf? is that you urinate more because your body has to get rid of the sugar somehow. So this tends to make you thirsty, and particularly if you don't drink water, if you drink anything but water, this will only make it worse. So you will start having this dry mouth, and your tongue feels like a big piece of leather. And it can actually become so severe that you have nightmares about thirst, which is what I had. So diabetic dry mouth is very common with older people, in particular, where they wake up. That's why you see a lot of old people keep a glass of water by their bed, because they wake up and they have this terrible, terrible dry mouth. And that's just, that's what life is. Diabetic dry mouth is feeling thirsty or a dryness of the mouth because of the condition of type 2 diabetes, where the body is using water to get rid of sugar. Interestingly speaking, originally to diagnose diabetes, doctors would drink the urine of their patients. One reason not to be a doctor. Savage Fox, I had to get a glucose blood draw today. I am a vitamin D deficiency, was told by the doctor that my vitamin D is borderline. Um, that's not good. Take care of that. Make sure you get that vitamin D. Insert joke about me giving her the vitamin D. But no, seriously, vitamin deficiencies are no joke. Van Wilder 777, stop eating, bro. Tell that to your mom. Literal trash. I'm not actually Jewish, but the rabbi used to call me a nice Jewish young man, so I can't be racist. Doesn't excuse you telling racist jokes. Stone Papa Smurf. I had a dream that I had Bell's palsy. That's not a good dream. Grasshopper Plus. If you stay gay, won't have dry mouth. Well, you would know. I'm not sure you really understand the gay experience there, Grasshopper Plus. What is gay for you may not be gay for others, so you do you, and understand that you are you, and I am me, and we are not the same. Quinn, you're so right, Richard. I have what I keep ice water at my bedside. Yeah, I like I like to keep one of these full of ice water with me wherever I go, and it's very refreshing. But it also prevents me from wanting to grab a soda, which is the worst thing for me as a diabetic. Mike, you look like a boiled peanut. Question mark. Okay. Hong Kong Sports. Do you ever listen to Howard Stern? No, I do not. Van Wilder has happy being gay, is what he's saying. So, Van Wilder, you're happy being gay, we understand, and you be happy being gay. That's fine. Be happy with who you are. That's what I'm saying. And if being gay is your thing, you go be gay. Have a gay day. Stone Papa Smurf, I listen to use Howard Stern. Pishi, hello. Papisto de Seda Gonatas. Mike, no, I said, do you like boiled peanuts? They're alright. You don't get them much out here. Stone Papa Smurf, no, ask if you like. He asked if you like boiled peanuts. I'm a dyslexic. What do you want? Literal trash. I don't know, Rich. You were saying you like to check out dudes' butts. Sounds pretty gay. Be who you are. See, once again, I did not say I like to check out men's butts. I say we've all done that every now and again. I used to know this one chick. Oh God, she had boobs as big as her head, but she had this completely flat rear end, you know. And she was a dance instructor. And you'd be like just looking at her going, "What am I seeing?" Ellie Eds, Limo, have a gay day. That that's a gay organization from what I understand is Have a Gay Day. Like they have a I've seen that before. I don't really know much about it, I didn't look into it, but it's sort of like Lizzie the Lizzie. Google account, do you like boxer sausage? Can't say I've ever tried boxer sausage, thanks. Van Wilder, okay, boiled peanut lamb. Mykonos, retard. Whoa, during pause. Quinn, Rich, you don't come off as gay, even trying with the voice. Um, thanks. Demand. But that's the thing. No one ever, not all, checked out a man's butt. Stop lying to yourself, Demand. Yeah, Sequin, look, I've suffered child abuse, and pretty heinous child abuse. And that changes my facial structure. So a lot of homosexuals look at this and they say, okay, you're obviously like me somehow. And because there is a disproportionate number of homosexuals who have suffered child abuse. And that's one of those things, when you're as fat as me, it's not what you're eating, it's what's eating you. And a lot of our homeless community have something eating them. Maybe it doesn't make them look like this, but it changes them. It changes their biology. So it's very common for homosexuals to mistake me as a homosexual because I have that quality about me of something is eating me. And it's not a man, to their dismay. Pishi, se così carino papa. Stone Papa Smurf, I'm so mad at my son's mother. She's letting him watch girl shows. My Little Pony. I'm so close to the shipping him down south to a camp. Uh, so he's a brony, man. There are plenty of them. KJ Kaylee, can you dance the funky chicken? No. Turd Burger, Rick is definitely a switch hitter. You're getting close to getting banned, not for calling me a switch hitter, because I don't like being called Rick. Van Wilder, it's okay to look. Van Wilder is a butt pirate. Okay. Grasshopper Plus, definitely have a gay quality. You do? Okay. I mean, again, Grasshopper Plus, if you're gay, you be you. You have the right to be gay. Mike lives in the Bible Belt, and being gay there is hard. I'll bet. Grasshopper Plus is getting a timeout. You know what you did. I just gotta live while I'm alive. Rush, have you seen the Minecraft movie? No, I have not. I'm told it is very generic. Turdburger, dang, I wasn't aware of the name thing. Yeah, I had a friend of me that used to call me Rick, and he got his friends to call me Rick, and he knew it bothered me. What happened was when I was a kid, everyone called me Ricky, right? And they called me Ricky so much, I didn't know my name was Richard. And because I have dyslexia, I couldn't spell Richard. So it's like, when you see me, like if you look at my IMDb, it says Richard Leland Neal. It does not say Richard Neal. And the reason is that my name has been such an issue. But it's like, it wasn't a big thing that people used to call me Rick. It was the fact that this one guy called me Rick because it bothered me. And eventually, I had to stop being friends with him. That wasn't why, but I told people, I said, I just can't take him calling me Rick anymore. It's too bothersome. Because his grandmother died, and I was like, I'm going to have to go to this man's grandmother's funeral and have him call me this annoying nickname. It's really rude. And everyone was like, how dare you not let him call you Rick? So yeah, it's the story surrounding the nickname, not the nickname itself. Mike, I'm not gay. Okay, but being gay in the Bible Belt is very hard. It's a joke. Turdburger, dang, I wasn't aware of the name and read that one. Okay. Literal trash. I get what you're saying, Richard. My priest said it wasn't gay to grab my butt, so he might be right. Um, no, I think your priest is gay. Or a child molester. Van Wilder. Who farted? You did, Van Wilder. You're alone. Quinn, I understand totally, Rich. Thanks for sharing that. That's very true. The emotional trauma. Yeah, I mean, like this guy, he just wanted to run my life. And I hate that. Mike, the new Lion King movie, Mufasa, is good. I haven't seen it. Whoa. Lava Lava Chicken Chicken Steve's Lava Chicken, yeah, it's tasty as hell. Calprince, hey Richard, I got my mail order bride via Amazon overnight earlier this week. Any training tips? Um, Go to couples counseling. Mike, I don't understand how Dick is short for Richard and Billy is short for William. What it came down to, Mike, is that there were so many Richards and so many Williams that they had to come up with creative names. You know, it's just like Jack is technically short for John, and John is short for Jonathan. But you see, in England, they didn't have last names. So, like, somebody said, my son's name is Richard, after King Richard, who was much beloved. And, a guy down the street, like, his name's Richard. And, like, they're both Richard from the north of the town. So they're both Richard from the north. And, we could call them Richard Johnson, which is where the name comes from. But it's too long to say. So we started saying, okay, you're Richard. Well, you're Dick. Because we already have a Rick over there. That's where that comes from. It's like the spelling of my last name, Neal. There are 11 spellings of the last name Neal because we're a really big family. So there's O'Neill, McNeil, Neil with an I, Neil with two E's, Neil with two L's, Neil with an H. Uh, Van Wilder, my preacher said it wasn't gay. And then he had sex with you. Wyatt Frazier, Richard, I disagree with my 10-minute timeout yesterday. I didn't say anything wrong. Well, you did. Literal trash. Wyatt, back Richard time to ban him again. Wyatt Frazier, I am already in big trouble. My family is so mad at me. I slept with my brother-in-law's wife. Sounds like something you'd do. Yo, by the way, the vowel for my name is said as bow, like bow tie. Bow daring. Okay. Jen Ramirez, is there a Neil with a K like Keneal or Neal? I think there is actually. I haven't looked it up, but there are a lot of us. Scurf, good evening, sir. Mike, I don't understand. Read that one. Okay, we're running out of comments here. There are only 13 people in the chat. Well, it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. I just need to live while I'm alive. Rush, what is your favorite sport? I do not like sports. Artmore, do you play with Legos? No, but I do have a few Lego sets, but they're still in box. Scurf, stay alive, man. This is fantastic. Calprince, brother-in-law, wife, sister? So he banged his sister. I mean, makes me want to vomit, but I mean, I'm not the world, right? You know, in the Philippines, it's not at all uncommon for you to lose your virginity to a relative, a close relative. I had one woman say that most of the women in the Philippines lose their virginity to their brother or father. How true that is, I couldn't say. Mike, how much to stay live for 4 hour? Or live 4 hour? Uh, you've already paid that. I mean, I get paid less than that at work, so. Honk Honk Sports, Bababoo. Scurf, Cal Prince Limo. Bo Daring, yo, that's weird. Scurf, why would you not? Why would you know that? Because a woman from the Philippines told me that, and my stepmother was a Filipino. May she roast in hell. VM, yo, Bo Daring, what you nasty, nasty person. Scarf, how do you know that? Nasty boys. Nasty, nasty boys. That's gross, brother. Yes, Scurf, that is gross. Do you know much about the Philippines? Have you heard about balut? That's gross. My brother tried eating balut. He couldn't keep it in his mouth. Ardmore, do you like it fast or slow? Are you asking yourself that question right now? Mike, my wife is Cherokee Indian. I'm white. Um, Cherokee Indian is a little redundant and archaic. Just so you know. If somebody tells me they're Indian, I assume they're from India. And if somebody tells me they're of the Cherokee Nation, I would assume that they're a Native American. Artmore, do you think I'll ever get married? Um, don't know, dude. Don't know you. I mean, you know, it's one of those things. They said, why are we stopping gay people from getting married? They should be just as miserable as the rest of us. Quinn, Richard is called Dick Bob Bobby. Bob is odd name, never heard that. Rick Rich. Richie, even Dicky. That's quite a bit of even last names. Richards and Richardson, so many variants. Yes, I'm aware. VM. Richard, I want to send you stuff via Amazon, but I am in New Zealand, so how can I go about that? I would assume that my Amazon link works whether you're in New Zealand or not. I mean, use the link on my channel page. It should work because You're buying something in New Zealand, but it's already in America. Van Wilder, Trump or Homer Simpson? That's a tough one. VM, Bob is Robert. Yeah, that's what I thought. Scurf, how is Cherokee Indian archaic? Because, Scurf, when people landed in America, they thought they were in India and they called the native people Indians. But they're not Indians. So we don't use that term anymore. It's considered archaic. Like, I knew a girl named Pooja, and people would, and she'd say, "Well, I'm Indian." Would say, "Oh, what tribe?" And I was like, "Tribe? You said you were Indian. That means you come from India." You know, what people used to say when they said Indian is Aboriginal American, which, again, using the term Indian to refer to them is considered archaic, and some even find it offensive. It's just like some people use the word Juden, which is Jew in German, as a pejorative, so it's generally not considered polite. I mean, calling someone a Cherokee Indian would technically mean that you're calling them half from India and half a Cherokee. The confusion is what makes it archaic. Scurf, Indian American. There are plenty of Native Americans that call themselves Indian. Yes, okay, but I live in California, and I speak Californian English, and in California in English, calling someone a Cherokee Indian would be considered archaic. Okay, like I know what he means, and I'm not offended by it, but I'm just saying that he could have just said she was a Cherokee, and I would have understood, unless what he means is she's half Cherokee and half Indian. I mean, I just you could confuse me by using that term. Fraser, Wyatt Fraser, do you think that the British Empire was good at world domination at one point and time? Not sure what you mean there, Wyatt. VM, back in my day, we called natives Injuns and Indians Indian. Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, it's like in Peter Pan. We're off to fight the Injuns, the Injuns, the Injuns, and then they just have a powwow. Mike, want us to I won't use it anymore. My bad. Her family identifies as, again, Mike. Uh, do it if you want to. I'm not saying that's going to offend me or anything. I'm just saying that you may confuse me. I mean, like, is there a different kind of Cherokee I haven't heard of? It's sort of like when you call a pin number. It's like it's just redundant. Not necessarily wrong, just redundant. Got to get the last of my bitter melon gourds deep here. Now Mike is getting worried. Scurf, that's so pedantic. Mike, please don't time me out. I'm not calling it a racial slur, Mike. Wyatt Frazier, Mike is flirting with a time. Wyatt Frazier, Krauts are what I used to call Germans. Right. And that was, during World War II, the go to insult. You call a German a Kraut. You know, I knew someone who called a Mercedes a Krautmobile, which is wrong, actually. A Volkswagen would be a Krautmobile. Mercedes are citizens of the world. But I mean, I remember I made I made a review of a children's book, and I talked about the Aboriginal people of Australia, and somebody said Aboriginal is considered a pejorative. But I was like, dude, Aboriginal or Aborigine means first people. That's all it means. So it's like the Aboriginal people of Ireland are the Furbog. What's up, heart? How's my heart? How's my heart? Wyatt Fraser. In World War II, what were the derogatory terms for the Japanese? I think it was just the shortening of Japanese into JAP. Um, although Yellow Devil, I believe, was also one of them. Oh, yes, you like the scratches. You like it when you get your back scratched. Oh, yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. If you're wondering why he looks like this, he's got a cold. Quinn, it keeps changing. I was told Native American was archaic. It's called indigenous or aboriginal, so I never know what to think. Yeah, I mean, in the textbooks I had in high school, like the older teacher's edition said Indian, and the newer one said Native American, and indigenous and aboriginal. Uh, Aboriginal, I believe, expressly refers to people, but I could be wrong. And indigenous refers to every life form that traveled there of its own accord, as opposed to being moved by man. Jordan Jennings, hi. Luther Marshall, the snakes that first people of Ireland are something like that. The first people of Ireland are the Furbog. VM, Chinese, my ass. I spent 3 years in the jungle looking for your uncle, my great uncle Don, circa 2002. Well, that's not very nice. Luther Marshall, Japanese, and the sound of coins make uh, gongs. I don't know. Bo Daring, get out Wyatt. At least I didn't sleep with my own sister. Bo, I mean, I think it would be grosser if Wyatt slept with my sister. Although, trust me on this one, if Wyatt slept with my sister, he wouldn't be able to walk the next day. I've seen the men that sleep with my sister, and she hurts them so badly. I mean, it's like she gets her whole leg in there. Quinn, VM, yeah, Don Wrinkles. Rush, what's the cat's name? That was Hart, because he has a heart on his side. Wyatt Fraser, in Canada, we had Japanese internment camps, more like a summer camp where they got to manual labor all summer. Yeah, dark part of history. Turdberger, in the classic Muppet song movie Away from Nog, what people were they talking about? Away from Nogs? Never heard of it. Tax, I'm back. Walker Veeder. Yo, Wagman. Wyatt. How do Chinese people name their children? They throw pots and pans down the stairs, is what I heard. I thought it was they put change in a pot and rattle it. VM, what's your favorite cat breed? The Flame Point. VM, Richie, you should totally read the Warrior Cats book series and do review on them. I will make a point. Bo During, Wyatt, at least I didn't sleep with my own sister, weirdo.
Away from birds, it's the best thing that you can do. The burn of these needles, so I do and I have is. Share more down at night because you're when you get over. The city is full of you can try to see some stabbings.
Okay. Move away from Nogs does not appear to be officially Muppet. Because there's curse words. Mike, my night just got ruined. Wife went camping with in laws and the kids wanted to come home. Now I don't get a week free. Oh, Mike, sorry to hear that. Demand, you have a sister named Weirdo? Odd. Yeah, Demand is making fun of Bo Daring's poor grammar. Walker Veeder, you ever light up a take a dump, then forget what planet you're in, let alone the wipe? What? Dude, sober up. Wyatt Fraser, I took a dump in a Blizzard cup and turned it to the front counter and said they gave me the wrong flavor. I'll bet. Geeko, $2. Stay still, I'm almost finished. Remember to wash your hands. Walker Vader, you never zone out so bad on the toilet you forget to wipe. Can't say I've ever done that. TM, tell us your parenting style, how you will raise William Austin Neal and Sarah Josephine Neal. Um, the parenting style I prefer is referred to as authoritative parenting, as opposed to authoritarian parenting. Mike just gave me $5. Demand, Mike, your wife wants kids. How you so she can see her boyfriend? Hmm. Wyatt Fraser, Richard, do you remember when you had to rent pornos from the movie store? No, I don't. Uh, anyway, so as I say, authoritative parenting is starts with the concept of treating everyone with an equal level of respect. Okay, you respect your children, they respect you. You give respect and you expect respect. Further, you never say, do it because I'm your father. You always explain the reasoning behind why you're telling them to do what you're telling them to do. Typically speaking, if you don't talk down to your children, they will grow up more intelligent. So, what I would want to do is treat my children with a high level of respect, give them a high level of responsibility for their age. I mean, a young child should do nothing more than put their toys away. At the age of 10, your child should at very least be assisting in folding their own laundry. I mean, when I was a child, when I was 10 years old, I could tell you, people did not do my laundry for me. I had no parental supervision after the age of 10. So, like, when I was 10 years old, my dad would be like, "Okay, Richard, I'm coming to the house, and I'm going to pick you up, take you to the store tomorrow. You need to know what you're going to buy for the week. I'm not coming home on Tuesday and buying you a gallon of milk. You better know on Sunday what you're going to eat on Friday, or you're going to go hungry." You know, that was my life. So yeah, high level of responsibility. What does authoritative parenting entail? It entails essentially mutual respect and logic. You have to tell your children why, like why are they expected to clean up the room? Why are they expected to help with dishes? Why is it's just one of those things. Is it's not do as I say because I say it. It's do as I say for good reason. It's on my chin. I feel like there's something on my chin. Geeko, you're a wise man. I agree. I've actually read that out of a book. Uh, like for example, my father's parenting style was what we refer to as absent parenting. He just wasn't there. You have a problem, it's your problem. Okay. If you look at Eric Cartman from South Park, that is referred to as permissive parenting. Gets whatever he wants from his mother, you know. Then there's authoritarian parenting where it's do as I say because I'm in charge, and that tends to lead to drug abuse. You know. So authoritative parenting, in which a higher level of respect is paid to the child, tends to give the best outcome. Demand, Richard, I need advice from a random person on the internet. I'm getting older. Should I still try to reproduce? Um, it depends on your economic state, I would say. I mean, there's nothing wrong. As a man, you could still have children at a very old age. It's the woman that's more important. So, if you're saying, well, I'm 50, nothing wrong with you having a kid. The question is, who are you having it with? You're having it with a woman who's 35, shouldn't be an issue. If you're having it with another woman who's 50, which is possible, I believe the oldest recorded birth is a woman at 65 had a child. And I mean, yeah, it's possible, but the likelihood of that child being healthy is less. Like, I have a friend whose child is a nonverbal autistic, and it's like, yeah, that kid's going to need treatment for their whole life. Of course, she had the child young, but autism is becoming more and more common. But really, only you can answer that if you want. I mean, I would still like to have children. I'm pretty old for having kids. I mean, just remember, my dad had me at an abnormally old age, and he died when I was 40 or 39. VM, at my age, would you make them cook meals for the family? That's a tough one, dude. There's no age at which your child is capable of cooking. All right. Uh, they should assist with cleaning and perhaps preparing food at an early age. But I mean, like, you might have a 7-year old wash vegetables. You wouldn't have them cut food with a knife. You might have a 7-year or a 10-year old set the oven. I mean, it's just one of those things. It depends on what you mean by preparing food. Uh, as soon as they're able to stand up and walk around, they can go get you something from the refrigerator. But do understand, uh, children being unsupervised in the kitchen is never a good thing. I was preparing meals for my family at 10 because it was necessity. It was a necessity. It was either I do that or I don't eat. Okay, and I had a brother and sister, and they were both older than me. I would still not trust my brother. He's 49 now. I would still not trust him with preparing food for a family. Okay, I wouldn't. So just understand that you know your child. You know the limit to which you could press your child. And I mean, a child should be able to make themselves a peanut butter jelly sandwich at 8 years old. Okay. A child should not be able to make crown rack of lamb at 10. Just bear that in mind. Jats. VM, stop being mean. VM, how is that being mean? Wyatt Frazier. Children should be cooking for themselves by the age of 2. Go bang your sister again, weirdo. VM, yeah. Geriatric pregnancy leads to disorders, especially when both parents are over 40. Geeko. In every aspect, I am finished here. I will sub. See you later. Okay. Wash your hands. VM, how old was your pops? I believe he was 84 when he died, 85. Let's see. My grandmother died the same year. She had him when she was 17. She was 99. So, oh, he was 82. 82 when he died. Google account. That's why I only knock up 25-year-olds. You know, dude, like, I have plenty of young women who want to get busy with me. Demand. My father passed away when I was 24. You think that affects why we haven't had children? Yeah, when you're 24, you're normally getting a large amount of support from your father. So, not getting that support would make it less likely for you to have a child. Okay, just saying. Mike, my dad died last August. I was 39. Also, sorry to hear that, Mike. Did you have a good relationship with your father? Because I didn't. I mean, when my father died, I was like, meh. I hadn't spoken to him in quite some time. My dad hated me. I mean, he thought that his problems were because if he felt that if I didn't exist, he wouldn't have problems. And the rest of my family agrees. My brother would love nothing more than for me to die. Dejat, sorry I did not see that VM. Triple X fan says hi. VM, it's okay, JJ. Stone Papa Smurf, who is your favorite NFL team? I do not watch the NFL. Bo Daring, Lowell, Wyatt, you need to leave. VM, will you purchase gaming consoles for your kids or even an iPad? Also, what age will you buy them their first phones? Ah, dude, you're talking about something that would happen quite some time from now. So, I mean, the absolute earliest I think you'd buy a kid a phone would be 6. And I don't know if my kid would be ready for a phone at 6. Grasshopper Plus, that's effed up about family. Yeah, my family's pretty effed up. X Fan, I love your videos. Bo Daring, chill on the language. Mm. Stone Papa Smurf, my son's favorite team is Ravens because his favorite color is purple. Makes me sick. There's nothing wrong with liking purple. I know a guy who was the lead singer of a industrial metal band whose favorite color is pink. His name's Eric. Eric Exton. His band is God in the Machine. Check him out sometime. VM. I didn't get my first phone till high school. Dude, I didn't get my first phone until I was like 24. I'm old. I am old, but I am also old. Michael with Jesus Christ. Sup, my guy. Grasshopper Plus. Suck it, Bo. DM. Richard, I'm going to recommend you invest some time tomorrow having a child. Don't let time get away. Triple X fan, you have the best videos and stream. Thank you. Bo, Daring, I'm not mad grasshopper. Should have gotten more fluids for this. Wolfie, Wolfie, why don't you come down and show everyone how pretty you are? I just gotta live while I'm alive. VM, will you still want to have children if you pass 50? Yeah. Will depend on the age of my wife, not the age of my me. Demand, you look parched. Mike, I become multi-millionaire this year and I bought my kids a bunch of stuff I couldn't afford before. Mike, did you really become a multi-millionaire? I mean, seriously. I'm gonna feel a lot better about you giving me money if you did, but then it's multi-millionaire and I got 40 bucks? Triple X fan, are you married? No, I'm not. Stone Papa Smurf, my son's mom took him to a ABBA tribute band concert. I thought about having moving across country. ABBA. Demand, Mike, how did you accomplish that? Yes, Mike, tell us. Randy, Galentine's? 522 to 23. List thy self control as one of fruit of the Spirit, along with love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness. Randy, oops. Wrong channel, Lemo, my bad. VM, if you knock a girl up, but it was only meant to be a one night stand, will you put a ring on it? I don't know. X Fan, how did you get that much money, Mike? Ardmore, Richard, be honest, you have been to a strip club. I have been to the Seven Veils in Hollywood. Was a miserable experience, though. We went early in the day, the chicks weren't all that attractive, and I was with a bunch of dorkholes. Philip Horaci, what was your mom and dad's name? My mother's maiden name was Josephine Teresa Shore. My father's full name was Alan Richard Neal. Mike, I got ran over on interstate by drunk working on bridge in Asheville, NC. Settled for a lot of money. X fan, I am a billionaire. So why aren't you super chatting, billionaire? Don't lie to us. We don't need that. Mike, hit me going 60, broke every bone on left side of my body. Sorry to hear that, bro. DM. Mike, congratulations. I hope you enjoy your wealthy life. VM, Triple X fan. The only way you'll ever be a billionaire is if you somehow move to Zimbabwe. X fan. No, I'm an American because my dad won't let me. Ardmore, are you sure you like women? Pretty sure, dude. X fan, super chat. Yes, that's when you give me money. Ugh. Ardmore, I think I seen your OnlyFans before. Frosty, your double chin. With a proper double chin. All night long I'd biddy biddy bum. If I were a wealthy man. Oi, if I were a rich man. DM, so Richard, what did you have for supper tonight, or today? I actually had popcorn chicken from Jack in the Box. Nearly made me vomit. Triple X fan, I can't, my dad won't let me. Demand, Artmore is a famous troll on YouTube. It's an honor that he's spending time on your channel. Well, that's good. Stone Papa Smurf, my dad would give me Playboys when I was in 5th grade. Mine too. That's not normal? I had a stack of them. X-Fan, do super chat. You do super chat. It's that little bike icon with the S on it. Artmore, lull demand. X-Fan, okay. Oh, guys, we are seeming to wind down here. We're getting down to 14 people in the chat. VM, no, dude, that's not normal at all. You were like 11 in 5th grade, and he exposed you to sin of flesh. You know, there used to be random, like, first of all, Playboy is generally not considered porn. It's not considered pornographic, it's just explicit. Pornography generally involves the actual labia or rectum, or intercourse in and of itself. VM, no dude, or yeah, Artmore, I wish I was the chair you're sitting on. Okay. X-Fan, it won't work. Philip Hirachi, do you know how to build a personal computer? No, I do not. Stone Papa Smurf, my dad let me watch any movie I wanted since I was a child. It fried my brain. Dude, my dad would have me watch anything. I mean, there was no limits. My grandpa was the same way. Like they'd drop the grandkids over at the grandpa's house, and they'd be like, "You can watch these movies. You can do this. You can do that." And then grandpa would take the kids to whatever the worst horror movie was in theaters, and they would have nightmares for a week. Front. Bye. Mike, someone smash the super chat. We need Richard. Man, my mom told me people get Playboy for the articles in it. Some people do. My cousin Brian, who's died in a car accident, R.I.P. He was a good dude. I mean, no, he wasn't, but he tried. He really did try. Brian was the kind of person. He had a good heart and a bad head, so to speak. But he told me that if you read the articles in Playboy, they're always good articles. Okay, he still preferred the pictures, but they were always good articles. Yeah, Mike, you're married, have a mortgage and kids. Why don't you donate? He does donate. Stone Papa Smurf, I was able to stay up as late as I wanted. When I woke up, no one was home. I would walk to school. I walked to school as a kid. I mean, again, didn't have much choice. Not like I had parents. Come here. Come here, heart. There's the heart. Everybody see it? There's the heart. Heart's heart. Artman, hi. Stone Papa, I think I read that one. Demand. Your undermines aren't even sweaty. Oh, your underarms aren't even sweaty. I'm wearing an undershirt, it would soak up the sweat. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's why I call them hearts. It's got this nice big heart And he's got the eye patch, but he's got a cold. You can tell he's got little boogers on his nose here. VM, what didn't you like about the popcorn chicken today? It was substandard chicken to start with. The breading was very thick and heavy, and it was overall overly salted and basically flavorless. And it was the chunks were too irregular sizes, so it wasn't very good popcorn chicken. I mean, Jack in the Box is not known for good popcorn chicken anyway, but it's very heavy. It sticks in the gut. It's not a fun meal to eat. Popcorn should be crunchy on the outside. Popcorn chicken should be crunchy on the outside, juicy on the inside, and have a light and flaky coating. It's just like, calamari shouldn't be chewy. It should be like French fries or onion rings. Hardman, your kitty is so cute. Yes, he is. You are my sweet boy. Yes, I love you so much. You got a nose. You got a nose. Yes, you got a nose. Gecko gave me $5. I'm back. Round 2. Don't move. Okay, guys, I'm just going to say this much. At the end of the hour, I'm going to need to use the restroom. Mike, $20. My wife is 20 minutes out. Lol. Stone Papa Smurf. Why? What? Jack in the Box. There's none of those in Massachusetts. They're all over Southern California, bro. I mean, they're a restaurant like, they should have discount McDonald's. Philip Harachi, just a small town girl. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. Where was I? Ardmore, went on a date with a woman who had an accident in my car. I had to play it off the whole time. Didn't get some that day. Dude, she took a dump in your car and didn't give you some? Demand, my cat is sick too. Where are going to the vet tomorrow? VM, did you express your complaint to the workers? No, why would I do that? It's not their fault the food sucks. It just sucks. Like, I could tell it was supposed to suck. I mean, that was the quality I was supposed to get. That's Jack in the Box. I was doing a review. So I had gotten the food home, and then I filmed the review. Demand, chicken isn't safe to eat anymore. Facts. Yeah, but was that even chicken? I mean, really. It's like a McNugget. You don't call them chicken McNuggets anymore because there's no chicken in there. They're just McNugget. Paul Waterfolks Wallace, you gonna eat that kitty cat? No. He might eat me though. Scaroob, opinion on Scientology as a Jew. Well, that's a scary frickin' cult. Mike gave me $19. Mike, I really hope you're really a multimillionaire. VM, God bless you, Mike. You're a good man. Demand, Mike, you're a generous man. Yes, he is. He has given me like $50 today. Chicken is not safe to eat anymore. Stop, full stop. Stone Papa Smurf, are you wrestling fan? No, not really. Artmore, demand! I'm just a city boy. Born and raised in South Detroit. Dartmoor, Mike. Yo, this is true. Demand Lowell. VM, which quality of your father do you inherit that more you're most proud of? I don't think I'm really proud of any quality I inherited from my father. He was a dick. Well, my father, being Irish, had kissed the Blarney Stone. And it is generally considered that I too have kissed the Blarney Stone, which means you have the gift of gab. You can talk forever. And people say they can talk to me for hours. Paul White Folks Wallace, what nickname of cat? This is Hart. I have already shown in this stream that he has a heart on his side. Unfortunately, it is the side facing me, but so this is Hart. You can see how he is extremely cuddly. Yes, look at this cuddliness. He's just, I am so in love with being cuddled. Out these, I noticed you have two cats. I have a lot of cats. My favorite breed of cat is a flame point, and that's Hart's brother. And Hart's brother, Ghost, is not in here right now. Demand, Richard, I have noticed as you become more and more parched, your dyslexia gets worse. Yeah, again, the brain is at the end of the, here's his heart. Can't really see it. It's not a perfectly formed heart. The brain is at the end of the blood cycle, so the more parched I get, I mean, really, I should be sitting here with like a gallon or 2 gallons of water, ice water, and just constantly be drinking. But then I would also get sick very easily, and I'd have to run to the restroom. Al Diaz, nice, Mike. My cat has a gimpy leg. She got hit by a car too. Sorry to hear that. Critical Rick, of course he has a cat. What's that supposed to mean? Paul White Folks Wallace, can brother and sister cats mate? Yes. Cats are by definition incestuous. In fact, it is perfectly normal for a litter of cats to have more than one sir. So, one of the reasons for that is that every time cats mate, the mama cat releases more eggs. And the animals that are earlier conceived tend to be more likely to be closely related to the mama cat and tend to be stillborn. And the animals later conceived tend to be less genetically likely to be related to the mama cat and tend to be healthier. So it is perfectly common for cats to be incestuous. And the success of those children depends on the similarity of the genetic line. They're just like humans in that, humans can inbreed. It's just not a good idea. Walker Vidder 88. How many beers does it take for you to get drunk? I honestly couldn't tell you. I've never gotten drunk off beer. Also, it depends on how much alcohol is in the beer. VM, what correlates are you trying to make Critical Rick? Or what correlation are you trying to make Critical Rick? Philip Hirachi, has anyone pulled the Excalibur sword out of the stone? I don't know. I don't follow that history. Rusty Dog, good day. Critical Rick, what's a McNugget shape? Something you guys should be aware of. in terms of Excalibur is that the sword from the stone originally meant something very different. A sword was poured in, the liquid metal was poured into a stone mold. So pulling the sword from the stone meant forging the sword. And even like the Lady of the Lake having the sword is because you used to give someone a Viking funeral where you put them on a boat and burnt the boat and pushed it off into a lake. So retrieving the sword from the lake, for example, meant retrieving the legacy of the king's sword. Critical Rick, that's a McNugget shape. Oh, the demand. Mike, you and your cat both got hit by a car? It's not too impossible to believe. Mike, yeah. Donovan Valentine, cool looking cat. Looks like it's got a black guy. A black guy? I think you mean a black eye. And it has an eye patch, yeah. Don't you, hearts? Don't you? Oh, there's another heart on your chin. You got a flea problem. He does have a flea problem. He's a little thin for his size. Critical Rick, where is the incestuous in the definition of cat? It's just how they breed, dude. They tend to be incestuous creatures. They will bang. I mean, a male cat will eventually bang his own mom if given the time, you know. And the only reason a male cat wouldn't bang his own mom is if he got snipped or if he was born sterile. Just like spiders are by definition cannibalistic. It's just one of those facts about spiders and most insects. They will eat their own. Donovan Valentine. Yeah. Brian Furry. OMG, it's so cute. VM. Hi, Rusty. Brian Fury, the cat too. Demand. That's why Mama will take the kittens far away and live alone where they can't find their way back at 8 weeks. Yeah. Rusty Dog. Twiddlebug. Paul White Folks Wallace. Thanks for the info. TFN. Cute cat. Donovan Valentine. That cat face is up cool. Donald Hill. Are you Little Debbie's brother? Brian Furry. Cat has light zoomies. It wants to play. Grasshopper Plus. They both have fleas. Mike. You have carpet floors. Yes, I do. Philip Narochi. Those carpets are like more than 20 years old at this point, but I do have them. Philip Narochi. Should scientists bring back the woolly mammoth or leave it in the history books? I don't know, dude. On the one hand, it seems like there are better things for us to be doing or trying to keep species that still exist alive. Because, you know, the woolly mammoth probably died out because of the Ice Age ending. And, you know, it's like they say that the woolly mammoth would be good for the ecosystem. But in order for us to have an actual woolly mammoth, like, you know, we'd have to basically take a group of elephants, implant them with mammoth embryos that have a multiplied genetic code, and then hope for the best. Because cloning one animal doesn't help. You need to clone at least 40, and they need to each have their own unique genetic code, or the species is non-viable. Okay, guys. We're at 2 hours, and I have to use the restroom. So I think it's time for me to go. All right. Mike, hunting lions or any game for a trophy makes me angry. Yeah, I see that. Anyway, like I say, guys, looks like Mike just gave me more money. Is that what happened? No, that's old. Mike, later, bro. All right, thanks, guys. Like I say, I got to use the restroom. I will talk to you folks later. I'm Richard.